What's up, guys? Mithril Mage here, back at it again with some more War of Wizards. We are going to be going over the remaining free rotation spells today. So we are going to be taking a look at Summon Celestial Phoenix, Summon Giant, Strengthening Spell. These are the ones that we haven't quite covered yet this week, so we will be taking a look at some of those ones, seeing how they kind of work in game. But we are going to be running a bit of a heavier summon deck with two a little bit more costly summons here with Giant and Celestial Phoenix, and then strengthening spells. So our build's going to be kind of relying on getting our summons out and then being able to strengthen them. Because of that, we've got pretty much zero offense because we are going to end up taking the bewitching spell, because pretty much the worst thing that can happen to you here is that you get a giant out there, you strengthen him all the way up, and then your opponent bewitches him and grabs him for himself, or you get your Phoenix summoned and they instantly bewitch your Phoenix, and then it sits there and attacks your own tower. So because we kind of want to avoid that, we're going to be running the bewitching spell ourselves, because you can counter a bewitch with a bewitch. So if they take it from you, you can fire one right back at it and take it back. And so it kind of cancels out their move. But since we have no offense in our group, it's going to be extremely important that we pick some up in the drop so that we don't just get blasted down with no way to do damage to the opponent. So we're going to be taking the Gunman's Oath and Machine Gun spell as well. So taking a look here at the first spell, Summon Celestial Phoenix, we are looking at a 50-second cooldown with a 250 mana cost. So a little bit higher mana cost and a little bit higher cooldown than like some of the more basic summons. And with the Phoenix, the sort of gimmick behind Phoenix is that nothing targets the Phoenix unless it's being targeted by a tower or it's being targeted by like an archer group. Then it can't really be damaged. So with the Phoenix, you're looking at accuracy affecting how much damage it does, and then size affecting how much health it has. So you're looking at either 80 damage for a C cast, so like really low, or 160 for an S cast, so like decent damage. And then size is going to be 1300 HP on a C cast or 1800 on an S cast. So the Phoenix is going to be pretty important to get it as big and as accurate as you can, just so that it has some survivability and can actually do damage for you. And then Giant is going to be pretty much the same story. Accuracy is determining how much damage it's doing, and then size, how much health it has. So C cast at 3500 health, S cast at 4400 health. And then for accuracy, you're looking at 200 attack damage for a C cast or 280 damage for an S cast. So its damage is not like crazy high, really. Like in the difference is like for accuracy isn't huge, so it's not going to make like that much of a difference, but it does definitely help to get it cast at least aiming for like A cast, generally trying to keep it able to do something. But we're going to end up running those both with strengthening spell. And taking a look at that, it's a 200 mana cost with a 30-second cooldown, so like fairly quick to recast, but 200 mana, so we'll take a little bit there. And that's going to give you accuracy to increase the attack damage that all the troops do, and then size will just determine how long the buff is going to last for. So you're doing 25% extra damage if you can S cast it, 15% if you can C cast it, and then 17.5 or 20% anywhere in the middle there. And then for size, C is lasting for 14 seconds, and then with an S cast, 18 seconds. So get an extra 4 seconds there out of an S cast. So we'll take a look at those spells. This setup is going to be kind of hard to use just because we don't have any offense to like start with. We're going to have to really watch out for our opponent being aggressive and try and get these summons out as quickly as we can. And because they are kind of higher mana cost at 300 and 250, and then trying to strengthen them up with a 200, these are gonna be some difficult games probably, just because using all of these things at the same time is probably not your best bet. If you are gonna try and run like strengthening spell, you probably want some like lower cost summons to pair with it instead of two of the like more expensive summons in the game. But we're gonna give it a try, see how it goes. We'll see what we got here. A Lizard Man, Mage 4. We are up to Sage of Magic 3 now, so doing alright. And we will probably just start this off with maybe just a Golem. Just see. Oh, well, okay. This guy doesn't want to play us, so we'll hop into another one. But starting off games in this, generally I like to get just like a giant down right off the bat. It's going to take the vast majority of your mana, but it's going to force some kind of response from your opponent. They have to do something to that in order to clear it. And so whether that be machine gunning it down, fireballing it, like whatever, but if they try and steal it from us, we will be able to steal it back relatively quickly, just so we cannot take damage from our own summon. Because the worst feeling is when you get a nice cast on a good summon of some kind, and then the enemy just snags it from you right away. So we put that in there. We were playing some games earlier and just noticed that for some reason we just kept getting matched into people that had the bewitching spell over and over. So it was getting really annoying trying to deal with that and then having to kill my own summons. So we ended up slotting that spell in just to be able to counter that. Alternatively, you could take Purification. It serves the same purpose, basically just like clears any debuffs or whatever that are on your guys and also protects them a little bit more. I don't have that spell right now, so we're just running it with that. So Human JT, great. We are going to be playing against, oh boy, the second ranked player in the world right now, so that's going to be a fun one. So we'll see what he's got, see what we can do here against this guy. And if they're kind of a mess of a deck, we'll see how it goes. Probably not going to be super great because, like I said, we don't have any like purely offensive spells or anything, and so yeah, he's going to have Bewitching spell right away. So we're going to prepare our own Bewitching spell just to get ready to take that back if he does do that. Looks like he decided not to, so we'll cancel that out and go in for our Strengthening spell just to try and get this guy a little bit stronger, doing a little bit more damage to all those summons out there. And he's going to go in for Boomerang Hammer, it looks like, to try and take that guy down. That will work probably. So we're going to try and pop a few shots off here, see if we can do some damage on him real quick, get some mana back. And then once he doesn't have that anymore, we will prep up the Phoenix spell to get our next summon guy out there and see if we can kind of distract him from using this boomerang for a little bit longer. See if we can kind of bait him into using another Bewitching spell. And so, yeah, like I was saying, it's going to be pretty important for us to get some offensive capability. So we are going to take Machine Gun because that's going to help us clear out his Imperial Command units that he's got a little bit easier as well. So we'll see if he's going to go in for that. Now it looks like he's just going to go ahead and pop a quick heal. So that's fine. We can just cancel this out and do some summoning. We'll get another Golem out there on the field really quick if we can. And then see what he's got going on there. So he's going to do some Imperial summons. We'll prep up our Machine Gun spell to blast those guys down really quick. And then see if we can get a Strengthening spell off quickly on this guy before he gets knocked down by all of the hammer throws. And we will have that affect just our basic ground units as well, so it'll be kind of nice, help us win this little fight on the bridge here. We'll see how it goes. We're going to get a few shots off. The one good thing about the Golem is, I mean, not only is he like a pretty decent offensive thing, but he also acts as like a giant shield for you, just so you can not take so many hits. Like anything he throws is going to have to go through the Golem first generally. So you can kind of stand behind your Golem, use him as a shield, and with him having heal and having so many like basic summon troops, it's going to be a hard time getting him down with just our Machine Gun and he's got some good offense in there as well. So we are going to need to, yeah, he's got strengthening spell as well, it looks like. So yeah, this is going to be tough to break through. We're going to try and do our best to machine gun down the big guys, do some damage here on the little ones, and he's going to hit us with a tornado spell. So we'll see about getting another golem on the field to help protect us here a little bit and force out his hammer toss on that as much as possible. We will kind of prepare strengthening, but we're going to want to wait for our ground units to spawn out to get the most of it. So they're coming out now, and we'll get that going off here as soon as they're all out. And then gonna take just a bit more offense, something, see if we can use a gun to break through his healing. We went over this spell in one of the last videos, and how it works is kind of going to be similar to how he's using his hammer over there. The only thing, it's kind of difficult sometimes to see through your own golem to like know where he is. We're actually going to try and take this opportunity to get ourselves a phoenix out on the field. Let the phoenix clean up some of the riff-raff out there. And then we've got a really nice push here, so if they don't all die, which they kind of did, we'll get a strengthening spell. This will apply to our phoenix, and we'll wait again, like I said, for our ground units to come out so that we can get some more just some more utility out of the strengthening spell itself. We can even like go in here for a quick bewitching spell on one of his knights. You want to try and kind of target one in the back so that he's full health when you grab onto him, and he's going to nuke this all down. So it's not going to matter too much, but hopefully we don't die from that, and we can get a decent cast off, and then he's just going to tornado me too, so that's not going to matter, but we'll go in and get a few shots off on him, force him into a heal. And that's a pretty good combination nuke with the tornado, because there's really no way for you to dodge the tornado. It sort of hits the entire area that you're standing on, and the nuke does damage no matter what to you, so there's not a lot you can kind of do against that combination to stay alive. And looks like we're going to get taken out here, so yeah, I mean, makes sense. He's the one of the top players here, Human JT. We'll take a look on the board. Yeah, second ranked player in the world right now, so that's kind of going to be a tough game to win, but we did all right, and especially with this deck not having nearly enough offensive capabilities. So what would probably, like, what you would want to do here is like sub out Golem or something. Like if you really like the Phoenix, you like its ability to do damage over the top of the field, then you can keep the Phoenix in. If you prefer Giant, just to have kind of a huge tanky guy out there that the opponent has to deal with, something you can hide behind, then take Giant out, but like slot in something that you can attack with, or even like a heal, just like something that you can keep yourself alive with, would ultimately be kind of a better option overall, I think. We'll jump into a game here, one more, just with this combination, kind of show a little bit, with a little bit more survivability, what a slightly better build is. When I'm doing these videos trying to cover the free rotation spells, it's not always going to be like the best hand or the best set of spells that you can run, just because I'm trying to show you guys how all of the spells work and kind of what they do together in a quick video, rather than having to do like one for each spell individually. But we'll try and make it just a little bit better, a little bit more survivable. So it looks like this guy's going to be running some Ouroboros. That's going to be fine. That spell's alright. And I think I may have misspoken in one of my previous videos saying about how that one just like increases the size and accuracy. What it really does is increases the size and accuracy attribute of like whatever you're casting. So like if you do manage to get a double S cast on something and you have a bunch of stacks of Ouroboros, it's going to make it a little bit better of a cast for you. But yeah, overall it's like an okay spell, I guess. Not something that I would probably run, but in this case we're going to be like totally fine. We'll end up having the bewitching spell to deal with whatever he summons. So it looks like he's going to have a golem over there. So yeah, we'll pretty much just prep up a bewitching spell for that. Get ready to snatch that, and this guy is probably going to be running bewitching himself or probably purification. It would be kind of silly if he wasn't, if he's stacking all of his eggs into this summon, but looks like he might not be, so we're probably going to take out this tower right now pretty easily. We'll go ahead and pick up a golem of our own, just because it'll be kind of interesting to see if he goes in for a golem again and we're able to steal it and get our own golem down, then we'll like, be able to get kind of two golems going. But we'll get a golem out here. Kind of see we get a nice double S cast on the golem, so pretty good even without the Ouroboros stacking up. The damage you could see there, if you kind of caught it, the health difference in his cast versus what I had. Mine starts out there with I think like 4,200 health or something, and his I had like somewhere in the 7,000s health just from him stacking up the Ouroboros. But thanks to the bewitching spell, it didn't really matter. So we're going to push in here with some strengthened units and hopefully get some shots off on this guy. Looks like we're going to get quite a few shots there, so that's good. We got some good mana. We'll pop off a quick heal just to keep our units alive, and got another nice double S cast, so that's good. We'll get our Phoenix going and put that out there just for a little extra support. Now, this guy's going to be kind of struggling here a little bit to keep up if he doesn't have anything to stop all of these troops. So we'll see if we just take his tower right here. It looks like he might have tower, like the tower protection spell, so we're not going to be able to like do any damage to his tower at the moment, but that's fine. We'll just keep on like shooting him down a little bit, and he's got a heal spell obviously too, so we'll want to kind of pick up something probably in our next drop to kind of chew through that healing ability, but for now we'll just get another golem down, see if we can get him to go in for a golem of his own and steal that. It doesn't really look like he plans to. Looks like he got the strengthening spell, so we'll go ahead and put a strengthening of our own on our units real quick, get this to be a bit more of a fair fight for us. And then we should be able to take him out here. We're fighting on our tower, luckily, so our tower was helping us out, take out those troops. Try and shoot a few more shots through our golem. It can be kind of hard to see through this guy, but we'll try and get a few shots off on him if we can. We get a couple there, so that's good. Looks like he's stacking up Ouroboros again, so he might try and go in for this golem. I mean, it would be kind of silly if he does, if he didn't manage to get anything to like stop us from just taking it. But we'll prep up a gun here, see if we can just kind of blast him down. Finish off this real quick. If we can get a nice kill here, it should be pretty easy. I think he's got tower protection on there, but we'll just prep up a strengthening spell here. Get these troops all. We've got this nice like double push coming in right now, so we get those guys all buffed up, and this should be pretty hard for him to deal with. We'll get another Phoenix going out there just in case these don't finish it off, but I think this should just about do it for us, and yeah, it does. All right, so yeah, pretty good game there. I mean, we kind of had him with what we had running. He was trying to do kind of a Ouroboros golem thing, but since we had the bewitching spell, we were pretty much just like full countered him. He couldn't ever go in for that, just because the moment he did, we would just take it. So he had kind of like two spells there that were totally useless for him. He should have grabbed something like off the drop. I don't know if anything came down to like help him out with that, but that would have, if he would have been able to get that, then we could have probably like gone back and forth with a golem a little bit. But yeah, since he was relying on Ouroboros and then trying to use it on his summon, he had like two spells that were pretty much useless, and we ended up just having a little bit better hand with the strengthening spell, and along with kind of the bewitching spell being able to take that out. So we were able to clean up that game no problem. But yeah, not too bad. And then we got to see kind of the like golem in action along with bewitching spell and how that kind of works, and then strengthening. So pretty nice there. be able to see those cards in action, and then like with the Ouroboros and stuff, you were able to kind of see how that buffed up his units. He did have the it's like heal and the tower protection, so we had a little bit of a hard time like breaking through him in the end just because he was able to protect his tower, but we overall managed to clean that one up pretty nicely, and there wasn't a whole lot he could do with all of our like units, and he had no way to like clear the field, no offensive, so like he's running that deck kind of just like trying to stack Ouroboros, throw down his golem, has heal just in case, and then has the tower protection to try and protect himself, but we also have the heal, and we're able to power through anyway just by like continually applying pressure. So good game, but overall, yeah, pretty easy. We got the win there, no problem. Kind of just a quick rundown of how the Phoenix and the strengthening and golem work. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Go ahead and leave a like if you did, and if there are other spells that you'd like to see from me that you just want to see kind of the best hands to run with one particular spell rather than me trying to fit in all the free rotation spells into one deck, making kind of a clustered deck. Leave a comment on the video. Tell me what spells you guys want to see, and I'll sort of go through and show you guys which spells work best in combination with other spells and like how to use any one particular spell to the best of its ability. So yeah, go ahead and leave that down in the comments if you want to see something like that, and I'll get a video out there for you guys. But that'll be all for today. So thanks for watching, and hope to see you next time.